What is your American dream?
My American dream is to have a combination of living in an urban environment with a lot of culture and beautiful things, but also being able to be around nature.
As someone who's not a Native American, the dream was to come here and do art and be creative and do it at a high level and have it seen by everyone out there, and it's definitely coming true.
I just want to do what I love and be able to make a living off of that.
American dream is like free, like everybody free, and then everybody friendly.
The American dream was to just come to the United States for a better and greener pastures, and I did achieve that.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome everybody, it's Hump Day. My name is Brad Bernstein. Everything is roses today because I have two of the most beautiful people in the world sitting next to me, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Thank you.
I am going to tell you something. What a beautiful, you two,
Yeah.
I wish you guys are really good friends.
We are.
And that's all you will ever be.
That's true.
Even on Hump Day,
That's
true. All you will ever be is really good friends.
On the humpiest of hump days.
When you are like ready to hump like you've never humped before, you will still always be friends, but you look like a cute couple together.
Aww.
Don't you? Right, Brad Squad? Don't they look like a cute couple together?
Look at us.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. My millennial couple over there. Oh, it's so nice. Welcome. I have not seen either of you all day.
That's
By
true.
the way, very pretty necklace.
I know, right?
What? Where did you get that look from?
Thank you. You know what? My best friend's ex bought this necklace for me, and I always feel weird about wearing it.
Why? You didn't date him?
No, I know, but now
you
he
didn't
has
date
a
him.
new
Why would you care? You didn't date him.
Because he has a new boyfriend, so I feel like it's disloyal.
Oh.
But I can't
What
ever
does your
place
best friend
it.
feel about that?
He loves it. He actually loves this
Oh, okay.
necklace.
Well,
So
then
he
that's
fully
okay.
So don't
supports.
worry about it.
Yeah.
And Yonathan, who bought you that necklace around your hairless chest
I have
on
nobody,
Hump Day?
I have nobody to buy me.
Nobody. You
anything.
bought it
I bought
yourself.
myself.
Yeah. Baby boy works for a living.
Baby boy works for himself.
INDEPENDENC.
By the way,
Do you know what that means?
by the way, Belgium Kim, I just want you to know something.
Yeah.
You will never change your name from Belgium Kim.
I know.
But every
Yeah.
week, Dr. Baby Boy over here.
Dr. Baby
Dr.
Boy,
Baby
yo, yo,
Dr. Baby Boy
Yonathan.
will be changing his name.
That's true.
All right, kind of like Gaza.
Lady Gaza
Lady
TK,
Gaza
First Lady
TK,
Hewitt.
who used to be First Lady
Yeah.
Hewitt, right?
Also,
Yes.
you're starting some scrapping in the comments, Brad.
what's the scrapping already?
Donald said, Dr. Yo-Yo, please leave my baby Kim alone.
Oh. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The last time anybody said that to Dr. Baby Boy over here, it was a battle to the death.
That's true.
All right?
That's true.
And you see him still alive.
David Gabriel knows.
Yeah. Who was supposed to take us out for crab?
Right, that was about a year ago.
Yeah.
We still talk about it.
Right.
We still talk about that.
Still waiting for my crab legs.
All right, Wendy Brown, Christy Consali, how are you? Elizabeth Francis, Denisha Joseph, everybody joining early.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hump Day.
As they should.
Sophia Gray, how are you? Anna K. Moxham, Denisha, I said Carol already. Unique Sterlis, haven't seen Unique in a while, right? Have we mentioned her name?
I don't think so.
No, Angela Barrett, Marcia McCall. You know what's very interesting is on Facebook, most of the Facebook viewers are female, right?
That's true.
But on YouTube, I saw the analytics. A majority of the YouTube viewers are men.
Really?
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
Yes. Simone Garraway. That is very true, by the way. That is not fake news.
That's not.
Yes.
That's-
Jessica
that's
Leamy,
unbelievable.
Joelle Reed, how are you? Also, the top 3 countries
Yeah.
on YouTube, at least, because I just saw the analytics.
I was going to
today.
say, I can see you had a report today
I
for
had a
you.
report. I had a report. And I said, what am I supposed to do with this report? What am I supposed to do with this information?
Right.
And I was told, just read it and stir on it a little bit. So now I'm stirring on it on a live show.
This is you stewing on your analytics.
I wasn't even stewing. They told me to stir.
Stir. Okay,
I didn't even. I wasn't stewing. It was stir.
Okay.
84% of the viewers on YouTube are from the United States of America. What is the second country? What would you guess?
Jamaica.
Of course.
Gotta be.
Right. What's the third country?
Ooh, that third is tough.
Is it like a Caribbean?
Is it
Yes.
Trinidad?
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the fourth country you would never guess?
India.
No.
Philippines.
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
No. No, it's in the Middle East.
Pakistan.
No. No.
Afghanistan.
No.
Iran.
United Arab Emirates.
What?
Yes, the UAE. I don't know, but we must have some people from the UAE watching.
I would have named every other stand before I got to the UAE. I gotta be real.
Sure, Webley, how are you? You know what also is because it's possible, and I don't know this for a fact,
Yeah.
I'm now surmising.
Okay.
The UAE has a lot of foreign workers working there. Almost 4 out of 5 people in the UAE are foreign workers.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's the
makes
actual
sense.
citizens of the UAE are a minority in the UAE. So maybe that's why.
Sounds like people of the UAE are going to be seeing Brad Show Live
Yes.
ads on their timelines soon.
Lady Gaza TK say, yo, what's up? I need some humping. Whoa! That's what she says. Lady, I'm going to tell you something. On Wednesday, the comments get very ranty.
They do.
They get very, very ranty.
No bars.
There's no bars. It's like people lose their filter on Wednesday, right?
That's what it is.
And then back on Thursday, we're back to being cordial with each other.
Shirt and tie.
I always feel bad for the newcomers on Wednesday, like people who have no idea and they show up to an immigration show and the comments are like, can't wait for some humping. And it's like, wow.
Tracy Haynes, how are you? Cordella Douglas, Eva Tweet Didi. Eva Tweet Didi. You never saw Eva Tweet Didi before, right? She's asking for a friend, of course. A friend.
Is your friend watching?
Yes.
That's my question.
I'm asking for my friend, who also may be me.
Right.
But I don't know for a fact.
I'm asking for my friend named Brad.
Yeah.
Is your friend watching?
Right. Yes.
Dawn Harriet, Kamisha Theo. Right, her friend should be watching.
Right.
Exactly.
Anna K. Moxham. Anna K. Moxham. Why Brad always sounds excited when he calls my name.
Ooh.
You notice.
Oh.
You noticed, Anna K.
Oh.
All right, who else we got here? Bakare Pobby saying hello. He's new. Bakare or she.
Bakare.
Because she or he is saying hello.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to give a little instruction on how you greet each other.
Squat up, Bakare.
That's right. Squat up. That's right. And Denisha Joseph, Julian. And on Facebook, Stacia G saying, hey guys, blessed afternoon to everybody. Tracy Lacey, good catch by Brad.
Almost.
Happy Hump Day, Brad. Don't worry, I'll get it, don't worry. Who else? Jay Bott saying hello. And Presh Odom says, hello everybody. Adrian Barrington saying hello. Audrey Miller, Bax Young, Princess Martin, Uniqueness. And if anybody noticed, all of our Hump Day stories just went spilling all over the floor.
That's true.
Like a messy Wednesday night. Like a very, very messy Wednesday night.
Oh, the foreshadowing is strong in this studio today, family.
Foreshadowing.
Our favorite foreword, foreshadowing.
All right, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do to share this little baby that's coming in 10 months. 10, 9.
Yeah.
We're going to be a little late on the baby.
What kind of weird gestation is Brad Show Live rocking? Okay, family, the first thing that we need you guys to do is make sure that you're becoming an official member of the Brad Show Live Brad Squad, because that's where the Hump Day happens all week round. I'm going to pretend like Brad is 100% not picking up his cards off the floor right now, but keep going.
All right. All I know is is I have cards mixed up with Donald Trump and some horny guy in England right now, so I gotta go organize this.
Equal parts, the world is ending, and we're gonna be fine.
That's right.
All right, you guys, make sure that you are leaving us all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments, and most importantly, your immigration questions, fam, because we like to have fun and we like to play, but at the end of the day, that is the most important part of this show, is answering your immigration questions. So make sure that you are leaving those in the comments right now, because we ask them first come, first serve. Also, make sure that you are sharing the show. It's the nicest, most wonderful thing you can do for us, family. Start a watch party, share it as in groups that you are a member of. That's the orders of that word. And also, make sure that you're sliding into people's DMs individually. I know someone just the other day who sent it to their friend, and then there was a whole conversation that was started, and now they're like chit-chatting. It's all delightful. You could have that same experience. Just send it to someone you haven't talked to in a while and be like, check this out. And make sure, of course, that you are telling us that you are liking, loving, giving us all of those little emojis at the bottom, and like and hit that little bell, because that's when you'll get notified every single time we go live. Yo, on YouTube, what do we do?
On YouTube, first thing you're gonna do is subscribe. I need you guys to all tell your friends that you're asking for to make sure they subscribe as well.
I have a public service announcement.
There you go.
I know everybody's worried. The cards are back in order now.
Wow.
Woo! All right, I organized it all. I even took a peek at the Hump Day News. I didn't even understand some of this terminology.
That's fantastic.
Okay, some of this terminology, I didn't even know what that meant, so we got to figure it out.
What I would be really excited about is if some of those cards are not in order and you don't realize it until you're halfway through the story.
Exactly.
Those segues are going to be interesting.
By the way, on Monday, was it Monday?
Yeah.
We had 140 thumbs up on YouTube.
Yes.
It was a highlight of my week. I keep talking about it every day. Whoever I meet. I was in an Uber today. The guy turns around to me, he says, "You Brad from Brad Show Live?" I said, "Yes. Go watch Monday's show." We had 140 thumbs up on YouTube. He says, "Really?" I said, "Really?" He goes, "That's a lot of thumbs." I said, "Exactly." So let me go take it over tomorrow and tell the guy we had more than 140 thumbs.
Absolutely.
How about that one?
Absolutely. You know how you can do that? How you can make that happen is press the thumbs up right now. All 67 people that are watching right now, we only have 9 thumbs up. So I want to see it go up right now. Press that thumbs up. Let me see. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Damn it!
Right.
I'm doing it. I did it.
All right.
What are we at? Okay.
All right, but you know what? Why don't you tell them then, if they can't thumb up, they can't do a thumb up, at least what they can do is they can press the share button, which I'm going to do right now. And when it says you can send it embedded to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. You can copy and paste it and send it in an SMS.
Yes.
You can send it in a WhatsApp.
Yes. Viber.
Send is the optimal word. Send. Yes.
Send it. All right. So share the video right now. Copy the link and make sure you guys can even make a group. We always say this. Make a group on WhatsApp, Viber, whatever text app that you guys use. Make a group and send it out right now. All right. Now, also, please put all your comments and questions in the comment section right now. Remember, we don't get to every single question. We have been trying to get to a lot, but we never get to all of them. So if you want your questions to get guaranteed asked, you guys got to put it in right now, all right? And last but not least, we already said it, but I need you guys to press that thumbs up. We already went up to 21 from 9 like that. Do it again. Everybody press a thumbs up and make sure you tell your friends and family to come on the show right now. All right, y'all, this is the next segment where we smooth with Brad.
All right, so it is 24 hours later, and all of Washington, D.C. is taking crazy pills. Donald Trump is now in the process of getting impeached. They're starting to get impeached, or starting an inquiry for impeachment is actually the term they're using. Basically, what they're saying is, we're going to start investigating you, but we know what's going to happen. Because you don't go down this road unless you already have a majority of congressmen who are willing to say impeach.
Right.
Impeachment, as we talked about over the last few days, is like going in a criminal trial to a grand jury.
Right.
The grand jury says, yes, there's enough to indict this person, and then it goes over to a trial in a criminal case. But in this particular case, which is political, it goes to the Senate for a trial. Right now, the Republicans will not get rid of Trump. They need Trump for re-election in 2020. Now, I will say this: what is very interesting that I noticed today, there is one Republican in the Senate who has already come out and said what Trump has done is very troubling. Okay, do you know who that is?
Who?
It is the senator from Utah. Do you know who the senator from Utah is?
No.
He used to run. He ran for president.
Oh, Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt
correct.
Romney.
So Mitt Romney, I gave you enough hints.
Thank you, yeah.
All right, so Mitt Romney just won the Senate.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody knows anything about getting elected to the Senate, which I do, although I'm not a senator, it's 6 years. So when is Mitt Romney up for election again? After Trump's out of office, even if he wins re-election. So he doesn't need Trump for any reason whatsoever.
Right.
So he is actually talking his own mind right now as the sole Republican, saying, you know what he did is not cool.
Right.
Okay, basically saying he's not cool. And what's going to happen, if you know the history of politics, Richard Nixon was being investigated during his whole entire first term.
Okay.
He got reelected. Now, we hope Trump doesn't get reelected.
Right.
He got reelected, but after the election, you become lame duck.
Right.
You're not as powerful politically anymore. You can't pass things anymore because you're not going for a third term.
Right.
So you can't help your party anymore.
Right.
That's when people start abandoning the ship. And Richard Nixon actually was told that you're going to be asked to withdraw from being the president, terminate your presidency, or you're going to be found guilty in a Senate trial for impeachment.
Yep.
And he actually resigns before being found guilty. I don't know if this is what's going to happen, but it seems like history is repeating itself a lot.
It does.
Now, what happened today is that Donald Trump has released what he says is a transcript of the conversation between him and the Ukraine leader. His name is Volodymyr Zelensky. Seems like I was just saying off the air, I said, seems like Zelensky. Zelensky!
Yeah.
Seems like a character from the producers, you know?
Right.
100%.
Right. Zelensky, get Zelensky in here. How many shares have you sold?
Right.
So Zelensky and Trump had a conversation where Trump allegedly, and now it's being confirmed in this transcript, and we're going to talk about that it's really not a transcript that was just sent to Congress. But what he said was, in several different ways, that you would need to go investigate Joseph Biden and his son. And you'll do it because you know something? America does a lot more for Ukraine than Ukraine does for America. We really don't need you.
Right.
Okay? And hiding it, and although it was never mentioned, you know, it's kind of like what the mob does. You know, although it wasn't really mentioned, you know, by the way, we got $250 million for you, but we don't really need you.
Right.
You need us. So what I'm going to ask you to do in 8 different times, in a 30-minute conversation, is go investigate my main political rival. Give me dirt on him where no dirt exists.
Right.
Because there is no credible evidence by any human being on the planet Earth other than what Donald Trump claims. This is the same man who said Barack Obama was not born in Hawaii.
Right.
This is the same man who was crooked Hillary.
Right.
Okay? We don't, other than putting emails on her server, we don't know what she did wrong. Nobody else knows, okay, what Biden did, which is, as far as we know, nothing. Nothing has ever surfaced.
Right.
But Donald Trump says he's crooked. Okay? So he was basically saying to Ukraine, come up with something. Just give me something.
Right.
It's Ukraine. It's Eastern Europe. They can come up with anything. They can manufacture crap all the time.
Right.
Okay? Give us something on my political rival, and then I'm going to give you something.
Right.
Which is the $250 million that we're withholding.
Right.
Okay. So now Trump has released, okay, by threat of a lawsuit by Congress, because if there's a whistleblower, the Congress has to get it and has to get the report. So Trump has released a report to Congress today, and also he claims, I released the whole transcript.
Right.
You see, I'm smarter than everybody. I did nothing wrong.
Right.
But it really wasn't a transcript that he released. What he released was the recollection of somebody who was listening on the telephone during that conversation.
Yes.
That they wrote it down, and we don't know if it was written down contemporaneous with the with that conversation, if this recollection was written a week later or was written an hour ago.
Right.
We don't know when this recollection was written. It's like saying, Belgium, Kim, and Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias, now this telephone call was in July 30th. I would like you to write down everything about our Brad Show Live on July 30th. Everything that I said verbatim.
Right. It's not happening.
Okay, that's what Congress got. And we don't even know, and I'm going to tell you something, because we do this all the time. Okay, because we're busy, we have busy lives.
Right.
You know, we come sometimes to the show the next day, okay, and we say, wait, what was the show? And we have to go through the whole show, and sometimes we forget things we did.
100%.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So there is no way that even if somebody wrote whatever this conversation was 24 hours later, that they got even the crux of the conversation.
Of course not.
So we don't have a transcript. There's a redacted whistleblower complaint that was given to the Senate, and Trump says, you see, I did nothing wrong.
Right.
I did nothing wrong. Okay? We don't know what he did. Okay, the whistleblower is going to come testify at some point. The head of the National Intelligence investigator, the head who's investigating this, is going to come and testify very soon. And President Trump, he has some quotes here. Says, in that telephone call that was remembered by somebody after the fact.
Right.
Still remembers this. Trump saying, I would like you to do us a favor. To President Zelensky. People remember that one. I'd like you to do us a favor, noting that the United States had done a lot for Ukraine. Mr. Trump also asked for another inquiry that the Ukrainians examine an unsubstantiated theory about stolen Democratic emails in the same. He's asking for dirt. He's asking for basically this young president who just got elected. He's a neophyte. He's never held electable office before. The Russians are on his doorstep. The Russians can come and overrun Ukraine in 2 minutes. They need this $250 million. Ukraine has already been, the Crimea has already been overtaken by Russia.
Yeah.
This guy has never held political office for more than 6 months. He's a comedian. He's like Jerry Seinfeld got elected to Ukraine. And Trump says, I ain't giving you this $250 million till you give me some dirt on my opponent. That's basically what happened.
Which is awful.
All right. So the president later told Zelensky in the same conversation, so whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great, the president told Mr. Zelensky, who later agreed to have the country's new top prosecutor conduct the investigation Mr. Trump wanted. Now, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, Mr. Zelensky assured the president. He or she will look into the situation. Now, Mr. Trump's suggestion that American law, why are we calling him Mr. Trump? But okay. Mr. Trump's suggestion that American law enforcement be directly involved and in contact with Ukraine government marks the first evidence that the president personally sought to harness the power of the United States government to further a politically motivated investigation. I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of that, Mr. Trump said on the call, also referencing Robert Mueller, the special counsel who investigated Russia's election sabotage. Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it if that is possible. So that's where we are today at this moment.
Right.
Time will tell what will happen, but I believe that the whistleblower knows more than this conversation, that this conversation that was given was not the conversation that happened. There is a tape somewhere of this conversation. Every conversation with a political leader that President Trump has is taped. I guarantee you.
Right.
Somebody somewhere has a verbatim tape of this conversation. That's what needs to be released. And a completely unredacted means you don't white out anything.
Right.
Right.
Okay, of the whistleblower complaint. That's what needs to happen. Because whatever national security that this whistleblower, that is in this whistleblower complaint, that they're saying, well, we can't release it for national security. I am telling you, fraud and crimes conducted by the White House and President Trump outweighs whatever national security secrets we would be leaking in this whistleblower complaint.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, The White House made a little oopsie today. In the hours after the release of the transcript that we were just talking about, the White House circulated an email with proposed talking points for the defenders of Donald Trump. Unfortunately for the White House, the email was sent to the Democratic National Party.
Whoa.
The message titled, "What You Need to Know, President Trump's Call with President Zelensky." It was quickly recalled, but not before the Democrats took to Twitter to ridicule it. U.S. Representative Brandon Boyle tweeted, "I would like to thank at the White House for sending me their talking points on how best to spin this disastrous Trump-Zelensky call in Trump's favor. However, I will not be using this spin and will instead stick with the truth, but thanks for the email." Another Democratic lawmaker, Representative Bill Pascrell Jr. of New Jersey, shared the full talking points in a tweet, calling them complete Orwellian lies and toxic trash. But maybe you'd like to read them to appreciate their corruption. Hazmat suit possibly required. All right, so somebody is obviously an idiot in the White House, and it's
fired.
not just Donald Trump.
Right.
There's more than one. There's
mean,
more than one. What else do you want me to read? What number?
That's a
Number what?
pretty horrific.
And one California policy analyst aptly tweeted, "Their stupidity is only topped by their formatting skills."
That is so real because I feel that so hard when I see that Word document. That is disgusting formatting.
That is right. So, now also in immigration news a little bit,
Yeah.
you know that Trump is using money that was given to the U.S. military. He's diverting it to build a wall between from the California coast all the way to the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
From California, New Mexico, all the way through Texas.
Right.
And he's using billions and billions of dollars that was given to the military to defend America. He's diverting that because he said what's going on at the border is an emergency situation. Okay. This is a far cry from 2016 when the Mexicans were going to pay for it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now he's basically stealing money from the U.S. military to pay
Right.
for it. So the Senate voted for a second time to cancel President Donald Trump's declaration of an emergency. The Senate can override this. They need 60 votes. Okay, they got 54, which means that Republicans had to join. 11 Republicans joined 43 Democrats to pass the measure. More than 100 projects are slated to lose their funding, including training facilities, parking lots, schools, and daycare centers for various military installations because he's building
this wall.
Wow.
Jeez.
And in a new United Nations climate report, because climate is the main topic at the United Nations. Okay, what is quite ironic is that climate is the main topic at the United Nations, but Midtown Manhattan is snarled to a crawl with SUVs burning gasoline at about 3 miles per gallon.
Right.
Okay, the smog, you can just walk down Fifth Avenue and smell the smog. Okay, literally cars are at a standstill because the police have stopped everybody and all these diplomats from the United Nations came in. They're all driving around in their SUVs. How do I know this? Because I personally see it.
Right.
They have contributed more to global warming this week than anybody else, maybe except the people who are knocking down the Brazilian rainforest.
I would like to know how many of those diplomats showed up to the UN Climate Summit in private jets.
Okay, I would like to know how many actually even took even one step. One step to making a carbon-free week at the United Nations. Okay? None. I guarantee you. Nobody. It was a beautiful day in New York. You know what people could have done, like Brad Bernstein did today? Walk. You want to know why I had to walk? Because it was impossible to get a taxi anywhere in Midtown Manhattan. Literally, the streets are clogged. There are no taxis. There's no nothing. But you see a diplomat walking on the street? No.
Of
course not.
Every diplomat's in an SUV sitting in traffic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the United Nations, by the time they got to the UN, these same diplomats have now certified a new UN report. That climate change is having staggering effects on oceans and ice-filled regions that encompass 80% of the Earth, and future damage from rising seas and melting glaciers is now all but certain. So get out of your goddamn SUV already!
Amen.
And by the way, I am of the belief,
Yeah.
because I'm an angry New Yorker during UN week.
Right.
I really am.
Fair.
It just screws the whole city up.
Right.
It does.
Okay? All right, go to Wyoming. Build a United Nations in Wyoming. They got nothing going on there.
That is very
Okay.
true.
All right. Go to Wyoming. Go live in the woods.
Go breathe that clean air.
Go breathe the air.
Yeah.
Okay. And go talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Get out of New York.
Right.
That's a good point.
That's what I think,
That is
right?
that is
Why
an
are they
amazing
here?
point. That
Don't we have
makes
enough?
sense.
Don't we have enough? And then and then there's
Enough
CIA
trafficking.
crawling around every building.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I got
Secret Service in
I got
your
a Secret
building?
Service. The Secret Service overtook 9J in Harlem. Okay. All right. Secret
Right.
Service is everywhere. They're crawling through buildings. All right, you go to Wyoming. You build United Nations in Wyoming. There's,
Yeah, why don't they do that? That makes sense.
Because then you don't have any security problems. Everybody can fly to
Right.
Wyoming. They can go
Ain't nobody
meet.
gonna be
They
out
can go
there.
meet and they can talk wax philosophically about the problems in the world. Solve nothing and go
Right.
home.
Kanye West just bought like a $50 million ranch in Wyoming. I'm sure that he would lend it to
Yes.
them. It has 2
Really?
lakes. It's
Meanwhile,
true.
by the way, is this California? Is this the start of Hump Day? The California woman? Is that the start of Hump Day?
That could be a hump day. It
Well,
could
I
be
don't
a
know,
hump
'cause
day.
it's kind of a Hump Day, but it's not a Hump Day.
There are better hump days.
Okay, so this is not Hump Day. This
Okay.
is just a funny thing.
Okay.
All right, so the California woman,
Yeah.
she swallowed her engagement ring in her sleep, believing it was part of a dream. Yeah, she dreamed about swallowing her engagement ring, except it was not a dream at all.
my goodness.
She was literally eating it.
Oh my
Jenna
God.
Evans wrote in a humorous and touching Facebook post how she believed consuming the ring was part of an actual dream that included a high-speed train and some really bad guys. I assumed it was a dream because who actually swallows their engagement ring? I went back to sleep. Evans said she woke up the next morning and realized the ring was nowhere to be found. She thought it was stolen. It immediately came to her that maybe she swallowed it and it was not a dream. She didn't. I don't think he believed me right away. She contacted her fiance. I don't think he believed me right away, she wrote on her Facebook post. We laughed pretty hard for about an hour and a half. I called my mom, laughed until we started crying, and then I Googled, do adults swallow rings? Because kids do it all the time, but apparently it's less common for adults. Yes.
You don't
It's-
say.
Not only is it less common for
Wow.
adults, it's so uncommon that we're actually talking about it on Brad Show Live. Jenna went to an urgent care, and guess what? Her engagement ring showed up on X-ray.
Wow.
By the time she saw the gastroenterologist, it was starting to really hurt and make us nervous. So she said the doctors performed an endoscopy,
Right.
where they stick something down your throat.
Right.
Right. So everything went great. They found my ring just beyond my stomach in my intestines, retrieved it, and they gave it back to Bobby, not me, because Bobby is the owner of the ring. Legally, Bobby is the owner of the ring.
Right.
Oh,
Until she
wow, so
married.
they had to.
Yeah, Bobby is the owner of the ring. You know, like when you get engaged and a man gives you a diamond ring, if the engagement is broken up and you don't actually follow through on the marriage, the ring belongs to the person who gave it. It's
really?
not.
I like
it does
that.
not belong. So generally, the man gives a ring to the woman, but because the law says it's done as a contract for marriage, it's not done as a gift. So when you get engaged to somebody, how the law views it is we are making a contract for marriage, and if the marriage doesn't go through, then you've been unjustly enriched, and then the woman has to give back the ring to the man. Once the marriage happens,
It's hers.
It's her.
no, it's marital property.
Oh.
It's common marital property.
Wow.
So when you get divorced, it's partly owned by the man, it's partly owned by the woman, and it's got to be fought out.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
Why did Mariah Carey give her $2 million engagement ring when she broke up with old man?
So maybe he said you can keep it because the man could say keep it. It's a gift. Okay, but if the man says I want my ring back,
Right.
and the woman says I ain't giving this rock back,
You can take
you
it
can
back.
take it back in court.
I actually want to know from Brad Squad, if you were engaged with somebody and your man asked you for your ring back, would you give it back or would you want to keep it? And for the guys, would you ask for the ring back? Because I don't know, is it something like guys don't ask for rings back? I would ask for my ring back.
So here's the thing. Grandma has a good point. It depends on who broke it off. If he breaks it off,
No, it doesn't matter.
still
It doesn't-
his.
It's still his.
but I
still
get
his.
legally, but I'm saying morally, I would be
It's
pissed
still
as
his.
hell if you break my heart and then take my ring.
Yeah. Now let me tell you what happened with Jen and Bobby after the ring got
Yes.
taken out of her intestines. Bobby took the ring back and held it for a few days,
Really?
but finally he gave the ring back to her just that morning that she was writing her Facebook post.
Aww.
And she said that the ring has jewels so lovely you can eat them. But trust me, don't do it. So Evan's Facebook post has drawn thousands of responses, has been shared by more than 69,000 people. And now my cards are out of order. So with that, I think it's hump day, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hump day.
Yes.
Yeah, there's our friend.
It's hump day.
All right, so there's the camels.
Hump
Yep.
day.
So, Yonathan, I'm glad this week you did not live in Australia. You would not have. I don't think the men in Australia are very happy this week, or probably the women too. There's probably nobody who would
That's
be happy
happy.
with this story in Australia.
Why is
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a fire in an Australian genetics laboratory. Okay, and this laboratory contained bull semen. Okay, bull sperm. Okay, and the fire caused the containers of bull sperm to get very hot, and then they acted almost like rockets, and these containers were flying up into the atmosphere and exploding bull semen everywhere. Firefighters were dispatched to the Yarram Herd Services in the middle of the night, where responders took 2 hours to contain the fire, but they were all full of bull semen by the time they got the fire contained. Yes, firefighter Commander Chris said explosions from the blaze forced firefighters into a defensive mode to protect themselves from the bull semen. And Bonnie Bachmeyer, journalist who was on the scene, also reported the firefighters were also threatened by these projectiles with the bull semen in them. Basically, the liquid inside the cylinders was expanding very quickly due to the heat, and essentially the lids of the cylinders were popping off the tops, causing semen to be flying through the air and projectiles coming at you like missiles.
So why is there a factory full of bull semen?
Which begs the question, why would there be a factory? Is there an answer in here?
There is.
All right. So,
mating?
so committee vice chairman of the company, Aaron Thomas, explained why they would be hoarding bull semen.
Bull semen.
We're coming into the artificial insemination season, so there would have been a substantial amount of semen inside the tanks that were lost, which was owned by our local farmers. It can range in value from $3 per straw to $65. Basically, they take the semen and impregnate other cows, so the farmers can make some hamburgers.
That's a lot.
And if it's like a prized bull, it's more expensive semen than if it's like some regular bull.
I'm going to tell you something. If I'm a firefighter, I don't know if I'd get out of the shower for a week. You'd be like, honey, I really want to get near you, but you still smell like bull semen.
Also, this fire was at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, if you get the call as a firefighter, like bull semen plant explosion, is that really something you want to get dragged out of bed for?
I don't know. So it's gross. We got to start off hump day with something that doesn't get me randy. I was all excited to get randy today.
That was not meant to get you randy.
No.
I don't think that gets any randy.
Doesn't make me randy, baby.
No.
So when I dropped my cards,
and
I was picking them all up, this was the one card I actually saw, because as everybody knows who watches on a weekly basis, I never read the hump day ahead of time, so I'm always as surprised as everybody else. But I happened to have seen this card, and I said, you have some acronyms here, I don't even know what it means.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the title to the card. The title says, people thinks there's a NSFW scene in the Chicago Bulls logo.
Not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
Baby boy knows that.
That's right.
Baby boy.
Is that really the
That's the logo. Folks on social media are flipping out over the Chicago Bulls logo because they think the image of the angry bull, when turned upside down, looks a bit suggestive. Let's take a look again. Turn that baby upside down.
So that's the regular logo.
Bull. And that is the bull upside down.
What do you see, Brad?
I see baby boy in the guts.
And I'll tell you what MD Essad tweeted.
Yeah.
If you turn the Chicago Bulls logo upside down, it's a robot having sex with a crab. Now, is that a robot having sex with a crab?
It does look like a robot having sex.
Maybe it could be that. Twitter lost its collective mind, as it usually does in these things.
Right.
A-hole
Right.
Prophetically known as a-hole. He says, if they don't make this their third jersey at the NBA is dead to me. Okay, Mike Fatz offered an alternative explanation. He says, or a crab robot reading a book.
That's what I saw as well, reading
Okay.
a book.
Crab robot
Frats
reading a book?
tweeted, only the Illuminati is supposed to know the ancient truth of what this is. And Greg Pliska tweeted, to be fair, the team's original name was the Chicago Crab Sex Robots. When they got mixed, they had to save money on a name change and a new logo. And finally, Octopus Caveman made him wholesome, placing the term mascot at a church pulpit, tweeting, he's reading the Bible.
Okay, so I can see that he's reading.
I can see that too.
I've also said other people that the crab is doing a sexual favor for the robot. I kind of see it, and now I can't unsee it.
I just, to me, I didn't even see a robot. If I go back, I just saw the crab spreading his legs. I just
You don't see the robot?
I see the robot
Yeah.
on top, but to me it looks like a crab robot spreading his legs, saying,
I see.
"Hey baby, I'm ready."
Yes.
And it could be a
Okay.
female
Oh,
robot.
like this.
Yeah, it could be.
okay.
It could be
Okay.
a
I can see
female
that, too.
robot
Yeah.
or a male robot. I'm not
Yeah.
even sure.
I can see that.
I'm not
as
even
well.
sure what the sexuality of that robot is.
Right, because you're thinking we're seeing the front of the crab. I'm looking at
Right.
it like it's the back of the crab.
Oh,
I see what
I
you're
see the
saying.
front. I see the front.
I see.
But okay, so obviously you know what you like and you know what I like. I'm more a front guy. You're more a behind
Yeah,
lady.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
I just saw him reading the Bible.
He's such a lie.
Yo, nobody believes that. Nobody believes that.
Yonathan,
and just
That's
for
all I
that,
saw.
and just for all that, just for that comment, we're all storming apartment 9G.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll all be reading the Bible together.
I don't think that's what's happening in apartment 9J. All right, so Tinder. You know what Tinder is, right?
Yeah.
You've been on Tinder. Have you
Yes,
ever been on Tinder?
I have been.
You've been on Tinder,
Yeah.
Belgium, Kim.
I
I've been
have,
on
yeah.
Tinder at one point in my life as well.
Okay.
They want to pair people now based on their apocalypse strategy. Coming soon to the matchmaking app Tinder, the end of the world as we know it. In October, Tinder plans to launch a weekly choose-your-own adventure story called Swipe Night. Now, Swipe Night consists of 4 episodes that are going to air weekly on the Tinder app. In each episode, users who participate will be ushered through an apocalyptic scenario and prompted to make a series of choices in 7 seconds, from the seemingly unimportant, like how to best DJ a party, to the critical, like, whose life should I save? The show features a cast of young, diverse actors, and like a video game, gives the user a first-person perspective on the action. Participants of the game will then show up in each other's list of potential matches based on how they played the game.
Oh, I love that.
So basically, if you play the game similarly, like, you know what, we should listen, the DJ should play this music, and this character should be the one dead, and I think the apocalypse should be, from like, I don't know, burning phoenix that comes from the ashes or whatever. If you match everything, that means your mind works the same.
This would
That means
stress
the
me
mind
out.
works the same.
7 seconds to make a decision? I can't make a good decision
Can you
in 7
imagine?
seconds.
Can you imagine if we were both on Tinder, Belgium Kim?
We have the exact same answers.
I'd be like, oh man, what is this?
Brad, here's my letter of resignation.
Yes,
we can't do this
exactly.
anymore. I can't
Exactly.
unsee.
Yeah, you know what? I've been spending way too much time with this man. We have come to the end of the world and listening to the same music. Exactly the same.
Our mind meld is officially too deep. I don't like it anymore.
Meanwhile, like, in the pop culture world, did you see like Demi Moore's book has come out? She's like back. She is like back more popular now than since probably the movie Ghost, right?
G.I. Jane is wreaking havoc out here.
So, she has done an autobiography. Now, you believe what you've been reading? I've been reading snippets of her autobiography in the New York Post.
Yeah.
Now, her new autobiography is called Inside Out, is already causing waves. Now, for those who don't know Demi Moore, she's a very famous actress.
Yeah.
She was married to Ashton Kutcher. She was about 15 years older.
Yeah,
they
like
were
15,
married.
20 years
yeah,
older
they were
than
married
he
for
was.
about 10, 12, 15
Yeah,
years.
they were
It was
together, for a long time.
Ashton Kutcher was in that 70s show. He's a famous model. He has since become like a billionaire by investing in tech stocks. And, so I don't think he does much in Hollywood anymore, but sometimes he does. Demi Moore obviously has done a lot of movies. Very famous actress. So Moore and Kutcher, they divorced in 2013 after a decade of being together. And rumors of infidelity clouded their relationship for years, but Moore has revealed her side of the story, apparently claiming that Kutcher cheated twice and asked for threesomes while they were together. Now, basically, what I read is that Kutcher was asking for threesomes.
Right.
Demi Moore says, "Okay, I'll make my husband happy.
Right, I'm a cool girl.
I'm a cool girl. I'll do the threesome with you." But then after they did the threesome, several times, he then cheated on her, and then used the excuse, "Well, baby, we had a threesome, so I thought it was okay."
It's like a blurred line situation.
Yeah, right.
No, it's not a blurred line.
Well, that's what Demi Moore says.
Right.
Now, speaking to Ellen DeGeneres recently, she said he expressed something that was of a fantasy, and it was in my efforts to want to please and be what I thought he wanted. She says he used the threesomes just to justify all of his infidelity. Moore further claimed that she found out about one of the cheating allegations via Google alert after Kutcher apparently confirmed that it was true. He had to walk a red carpet minutes later. I don't understand what would a Google alert?
Because if she has like Ashton Kutcher set up as a Google alert, the first thing that gets published about Ashton Kutcher it gets pushed to her phone.
Right.
So she gets a Google alert that's like, Ashton Kutcher repeatedly cheated on his wife, and she's his wife reading it in the limo seconds before
that's how
she's
she
about
found
like that's
out.
how she found out.
Damn.
Oh man. So she says Ashton was enjoying a glass of good red wine when he said, "I don't know if alcoholism is a real thing. I think it's all about moderation. So I wanted to be that girl who could have a glass of wine at dinner or do a tequila shot at a party. And in my mind, Ashton wanted that too." Now, Moore suggested her ex-husband knew about the accusations in her book, but Kutcher does not appear to be too happy. He tweeted, "I was about to push the button on a really snarky tweet, then I saw my son, daughter, and wife, and I deleted it." Now he's married to Mila Kunis.
Right.
Okay? And I wonder how Mila Kunis feels. And I wonder if they're having threesomes.
I'm pretty sure
They are definitely having
threesomes.
They are 100% having threesomes.
You think so?
Mila Kunis has suggested every single threesome they've ever had.
How do you know?
For sure. Have you seen them? They are a fiery, sexy, hot couple.
You think Mila Kunis is
absolutely
all day long.
Who do you think they're having a threesome with? If you had to take a guess.
Not me, unfortunately.
Right.
Were you part of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? You were not.
But I would have been.
You would have been, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like absolutely.
Yeah, I would be, but then at some point in the middle of the threesome, I'd be like, "Ashton, get your ass out of here." I'm not here for you, Ashton. Ashton, I ain't here for you. Get out of here. I mean, I'd be like, "Can we make this a twosome, please?"
I gotta be honest. I had a T-shirt in middle school that said Mrs. Kutcher on it.
Really?
So
Really? I'll send them over to your apartment.
yeah, that's by all means.
Ashton, you know Belgium came. I'll just stay here.
Yeah, I'll wear that shirt for him.
Wow. And by the way, she also claimed that John Cryer.
Yeah.
John Cryer, who was on 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
She took his virginity.
Right.
And he tweeted,
No.
I was in a relationship with Demi, but there they are from the 1980s with the big hair.
Right.
It's what I look like when I had a full head of hair. But he said,
Yeah.
I lost my virginity in high school.
Right.
So ironically, Demi Moore took that tweet back and then said that she took my virginity when I was in law school, but I had lost my virginity well before law school too.
Man, really?
Yes.
I really thought Demi was your first. I'm sure.
But also ironically, it was John Cryer and Ashton Kutcher would eventually co-star in 2.5 Men after Charlie Sheen went off the wagon.
Which is crazy.
Right, which is crazy.
Here's what I really hate about this, honestly. I don't actually think that she's lying about anything. She probably thought she was John Cryer's first. Like, I don't think she's lying about anything. It just, there's no reason to publish this memoir. It seems like a really cheap ploy to try and stay relevant.
Of course
He's
it is.
a married man with children. There's no reason to air your laundry like this.
I disagree. If you're in the public eye, you need to be relevant. And people will do and say what they need to be relevant. She has now made herself relevant again. She will get movie deals. She was washed up in Hollywood before this book came out, and now she's going to get movie deals, TV deals. She has revived her career from this. And you know what, people in Hollywood? They say, too damn bad, it's all about me.
This is true.
All right?
This is true.
That is.
And
I don't know how respected you would be though after like airing out all of this type of stuff.
So to me, it's like Ashton made 100% the right decision. Even if you cheated on her, if that's the kind of person she is, where she would sell you out for a come up, you don't want her anyway.
And by the way, I do believe that she believed that John Cryer was her first.
Yeah.
She was probably like, Boy, he's not very good. This
Right,
must be
100%. Like
time.
I don't think she's lying
it must
about
be his
anything.
first time.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what he's doing over here.
Yeah, 100%. Most
like,
men, like
hell
the
nah.
first 3 times they have sex, it's like that's 100% got to be his first time.
I mean, I just started getting good about 6 months ago. I don't know. So meanwhile, a woman was dumped on Tinder for being fat, and she has now raised over $2,000 for some wine and lard. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wine and lard?
Wine and lard, yeah. She started a fundraiser after being called fat within minutes of arriving at a Tinder date, and now has been given $2,500. She's not fat.
What?
Come on.
Exactly.
Jade Savage, 28, spent 3 hours traveling 82 miles to get to a third date with someone she met on Tinder, only to be told she put on some weight. Jade created a lighthearted GoFundMe fundraising campaign to recoup the $115 she spent going to the date, traveling 82 miles, and to highlight her terrible experience. I would have been happy if she put on weight, you know? You need
Cushion for the pushing is what you're trying to say, Brad.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be able to.
He likes a BBW.
I don't know what a BBW is, but you need to be able to grab something.
A little something to hold on to.
You need something to hold on to. So Jade created a heartfelt, lighthearted GoFundMe fundraising campaign to recoup the $115 she spent getting to the date. Her GoFundMe description reads, "Dick called me fat and got offended when I told him he was rude and acting like a prick. So took me back to the train station 5 minutes later. He then offered to give me 90, of course this happened in the UK,
right.
90 pounds travel money back and blocked me when I said, yeah, I'll take the 90 pounds back. I just wanted to make my 90 pounds travel money back so I can buy some wine and sticks of lard."
Yes, queen.
That fund is now, because she was being ironic because she's not fat. Okay, that fund has now reached over 949 pounds, and Tinder's rival dating app Bumble has said that they will match those donations pound for pound.
Yes.
A representative from Bumble said Bumble was founded in 2014 with a mission to empower women, end misogyny, and hold people accountable for their actions online. We were sorry to read about Jade's experience on another dating app platform, and I hope this small gesture can act as a reminder to Jade and all women that no man defies your self-worth.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Let me go on mine and see who called me anything. See, I feel like I make some money too. Guys have emotions as well, all right?
Now, I feel like Grandma has asked the more important question here. Why did Jade go to such lengths to meet this terrible man to start?
Well, I think
3 hours on a train, baby girl.
It wasn't 3 hours. It was 82 minutes on a train.
82 miles.
82 miles. Okay, but
so it's 3 hours.
I have been in some remote areas.
Yeah.
Okay, as a single man in the last 6-7 years since my
And you
divorce.
have traveled.
No, I haven't traveled, but I've been in remote areas, and sometimes I've put on my dating app. Not now,
right,
with somebody, but in the past. Mm-hmm. And when I was in these remote areas, I don't know where in the UK she is. Mm-hmm. There's like 3 people within 100 miles, so you don't have. It's not like you're in a main city.
You need like a 100-mile radius.
Yeah,
on
right. It's not like you're in a main city like New York, where you're like, I ain't traveling to the west side, and I'm on the east side of Manhattan, you know, or I'm not. You know what? If you're not in Midtown Manhattan, Brooklyn's too far. I've said that.
Oh, 100%.
I've said, wait, where in Brooklyn are you? Because if you're not right over the bridge, you know, too deep into Brooklyn, you know, it's too far to go for a date.
We literally said this the other day.
Right?
New York is probably one of the only places where geography matters so much.
Because
it's just 10 miles.
It's just so hard to get it anywhere.
Washington Heights, Brooklyn, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm never doing that.
Right. And to say, you know, I mean, to go off of what they were saying, why would a woman go, you know, that length? I say, you know, this is 2019. Women, go and get what you want. Go and get your man. Like, don't be stuck in the old days where the man has to come to you.
100%.
You know,
100%.
So it was just an unfortunate situation. But I still say, women, go and get your man. If you like somebody, go and talk to him.
There's a lot of women who do that. There's some women who still say, you know what? You know, this is the woman's place. This is the man's place. The man has to do certain things.
And most of them are single for the rest of their life.
Not necessarily true. Not necessarily
most of them are.
No, because if they find a man who plays the role that they want him to play, then they're not.
And what if they don't? And they see a man that they want, and you miss your chance because you're waiting for them.
Because you don't play that role doesn't mean other men. Mm-hmm. Okay. If a woman's too aggressive with me, I actually get turned off.
It doesn't have to be too aggressive. But if a fine woman comes up to you and says, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" you're gonna talk back.
I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Brad. Nice to meet you."
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
I don't do the game, so I'm very bad at like waiting to be approached. I would be very bad at that. Because I would much rather. But he would have to be to travel 3 hours. You would have to show me that you're a hell of a good dude.
You would love Cameron Diaz. I don't know if you remember in 2011, she said, I think the quote was something like, it's 2011 and I'm always traveling for DICK. And that was Cameron Diaz saying that in 2011.
As she should. Fly them out to you. You don't have to travel for them. Do it, baby. Yes.
And finally, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, this is a reason for me and you, Yonathan, to go to London. Okay? The world's first vagina museum. It's opening in London in November. They've raised $62,000. They did it all by crowdfunding, and it's opening in London. The Vagina Museum will educate visitors about vulvas and vaginas while challenging the prevailing stigma surrounding the vagina.
What?
I don't know what the stigma is, but let's figure it out. What is the stigma of the vagina?
We'll just say, like, it is not as commonly, women aren't comfortable talking about their vaginas and vulvas. Yonathan is over here fanning himself just because we've said vulva a couple times. That's the stigma.
Yeah, why are you fanning yourself?
Exactly.
This is true.
He's been squirming every time we've said vagina and vulva. Every time.
Why do you squirm?
The squirm is real.
Why do you squirm? Why you get embarrassed with a vagina, Yonathan? Now, the founder, Florence Schechter, developed the concept for the Vagina Museum after discovering a museum dedicated to the penis in Iceland. It's also a place that Yonathan and I will visit, the Penis Museum.
What?
Yeah, because we feel uncomfortable with penises too. Schechter and her team subsequently launched a campaign on crowdfunder initially aimed to raise $400,000. She says, as this is the world's first bricks and mortar museum dedicated to the vagina, the vulva, and the gynecological anatomy, we didn't quite know what to expect in terms of interest, and we're delighted with the £50,000 we raised. The museum is opening November 16th. The first exhibit will challenge pervasive myths about the vagina. What would be a myth about the vagina?
Well,
give me a myth of the vagina that is not true.
Like, one of the things that they talk about
is a vagina myth?
Is vaginal care. Like, a woman has to use a vaginal cleaning product. That's not true. Your vagina cleans itself, baby girl. Our bodies are glorious and they clean themselves. You don't need any of that mess. That's a vagina myth.
I don't know that for a fact.
I didn't know that.
What? You did know that?
Yes.
It is true. It is true.
It is true.
Okay, I don't see. Okay, all right. So I'm going to tell you something. I should go visit this museum because I never knew that before just this minute.
Vagina myth.
Vagina myth.
There you go.
All right, and with that, that is our hump day. We got to get into answering some immigration questions. We got a full, locked and loaded people on the phone waiting. Belgium Kim, Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, tell people to share because now we're going to help somebody.
Absolutely, it's time to help. And first of all, you guys have to help us help you. So by doing that is joining the Brad Squad group. Okay, when you guys do that, you will actually put the link in the comment section right now. But what you get with that is you get different incentives that other people, the outside world, don't get. All right, if you are a true Brad Squatter, I like saying that, Brad Squatter. If you're a true Brad Squatter, you need to be joining the group, all right? So make sure you press join, and we will accept it right now. You guys get that first 5 people. You can put in your social media questions, and those will be the first 5 questions that we ask, no matter what. No matter how many people put their questions in the comment section. All right, now for Facebook, we need you guys to share. We're done with Hump Day News, so if you were too scared about sharing then, now share now, because this is where we are going to help you guys. We're going to help everybody out there that has any questions. So we're going to have a segment where we call in, and then we're going to have a segment where you guys put in all your questions in the comment section, and we will read it for you guys, all right? So make sure to just press that share button. It's a little arrow. Share it to anybody's page, share it to groups, share it in the inbox. And most importantly, let's start a watch party. Remember yesterday when you guys started a watch party and Brad actually got a notification from 2 of his friends in the Brad Squad.
So far, you know how many notifications I've gotten so far?
None.
How do you know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact because you guys have not started a watch party.
Correct.
That's absolutely right.
So,
That's correct.
yes. So if you want to start a watch party, all you have to do is press the little arrow that says share, and a couple options down that says start a watch party.
Yonathan, public service announcement. Apparently, nobody's starting a watch party. They're all on Expedia buying tickets to London for the opening of the Vagina Museum.
That's
All
right.
We got them too excited about the Vagina Museum.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I was excited too. I was
Yeah.
looking at myself. But I started a watch party. All right, so make sure you start a watch party, a host party, and come back in the main group, and make sure you put all your questions in, all the comments, anything that you want to talk about, anything that you're feeling, like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, whatever you're feeling, show it to us, all right? Now, what are we going to do on YouTube? Kate?
On YouTube, the very first thing that we need you guys to do is make sure that you've subscribed to the show. What are you doing if you're looking at our gorgeous faces and haven't subscribed, fam? That's preposterous. You can see Yonathan do this all day long. Why wouldn't you subscribe to that? Hit that little bell and get the notification so you don't miss a second. And please, fam, make sure to let us know how you think and feel in the comments. For example, I'll give you a great example so that we can keep interacting with you. Jessica Leamy just gave us another vagina myth, Brad.
What is that?
Jessica Leamy's myth, vagina ugly. Fact, not mine.
I don't think they're ugly.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible myth. Whoever thinks
I don't
they're
know
ugly.
Who believes in that?
I
Yeah.
think maybe Elton John thinks that, maybe? I don't know.
True.
All right, I mean, I can think of a few people who think their vaginas are ugly. All right, Elton John.
But those are crazy, and that's just because apparently they haven't seen Jessica Leamy. Make
There you
sure.
The only reason I said Elton John, I just saw Rocket Man. Great
Oh,
movie.
so good.
I just saw
So
that on
great
my way
movie.
back from Ethiopia.
I saw it on the plane back from Paris.
Aw.
Great
It
movie.
was great. It was my first
Great
time
movie.
seeing
Great
it.
Wait, you
Yeah.
guys saw it on a plane?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys used to see the not plane version.
No, I saw the plane version.
Because it's edited. It's cut for
No,
content.
it's not. I saw the whole man sex thing. It was fine. I saw the whole man sex thing. I watched like this.
I was looking around like, oh, they think I'm watching porn.
And make sure that you've given us all the thumbs in the forms of thumbs up, fam. Make sure we already have a bunch. We already have a whopping 41. I need another 100 on top of that because we're getting to 150 today. I just decided. And now is the time you have all been waiting for because you're getting answers to your immigration questions.
Let's go to Ike from Chicago. Ike from Chicago. This is the only show in the world where we could laugh about sex for 1 hour and get serious about your immigration problem 5 seconds later. What can we do to help you? Now, Ike's not listening.
Oh no, Ike is still listening to Hump Day.
Yes. All
I got caught up.
Come back to us. All right, let's go to Peter in Tamarack, Florida. Peter.
Hello.
Hey, Peter. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Hey, just a question. I had called you earlier regarding the I-9 because the I-90 because the green card expired over 12 years. So I just I found the I-90, and then I got a notice, and the notice says it is being processed at our integrated operating E&D location. What does that mean?
Means that they're manufacturing your green card. Means everything's going good.
Oh, so everything's okay. Everything's copacetic.
Yes, everything's copacetic.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you so
You're
much.
very
Appreciate your help.
Okay, my friend.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Maria in Washington, D.C. Maria. Maria.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do to help you today?
I just want to ask, how will interviews be done if I file the AYOS marriage base on August 30, 2019, and I will have an interview after October 15th?
Yeah,
Will I go through the public charge test?
You're gonna use, if you filed an adjustment before October 15th, you're gonna use the old public charge laws.
So they
you're
are not
okay.
going to us. Okay, thank you.
All right, but you got the old laws, not the new laws. Anybody who files after
Okay.
October 15th, an adjustment will get the new laws.
Even my husband my petitioner annual income is 34,000 only. It's okay.
Do the two of you have any other dependents?
Oh no, we are just two.
Then you're good. You're good. You'll get through.
Okay,
All right?
thank you, Brad.
You're very welcome, Maria. All right. She's going to sleep well tonight now.
Yes, she is.
All right. Let's go to Sam in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So I wanted to ask, my wife, I'm about to file my adjustment of status.
Right.
And my wife filed her 2017 taxes. No, she didn't file her 2017 taxes, but she filed her 2018 taxes. I wanted to ask if that would be a problem on the affidavit of support, on her affidavit of support for me.
Why didn't she file 2017 taxes?
I feel like she was just nonchalant about it.
She didn't what?
She was nonchalant about it because
She was nonchalant about filing her taxes?
Yeah.
So she worked but didn't file a tax return. She got to file a back tax return or you're going to have an issue.
I think what happened was she told her tax person to file both 2017 and 2018, but the person did just 2018, but she didn't know up until recently when we're about to get everything together.
All right, so now guess what? She just discovered she didn't file 2017 taxes. She should go do it.
Okay.
All right? Just file a back tax return.
So I file a back tax return?
Correct.
And so, because I'm trying to do everything before the 15th.
Yes, file a back tax return and you can file a tax return in 3 hours and file an adjustment in the same 3 hours. So you still have 3 weeks to do it. And you only need 3 hours to do it.
Much.
All right. Let's go to Amy in Raleigh, North Carolina. Amy.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
What's going on?
My question is, I came in 2003 with my kids. They were little when we turned citizen here, and we used our certificate to make their passport.
Okay.
But I was wondering if the passport replaced their certificate of citizenship. Do we need to make it?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because the ultimate authority of whether you are a United States citizen or not is not the U.S. Passport Office, although they did give you a U.S. passport as evidence of your citizenship. But the ultimate authority of whether you are a citizen or not lies with the Department of Homeland Security and United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. I have seen lots of people who got U.S. passports and then ultimately had their passports taken back by the government saying you're not a citizen. If you have a certificate of citizenship, that is definitive evidence, stamped, authorized, 100% you are a citizen. So everybody should have both the certificate of citizenship and the U.S. passport.
Okay. So the kids that have passport, they still need the certificate?
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. How do I file it?
N600.
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 Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's go to Ike in Chicago. Ike.
Yes.
Yes, sir. What's up?
I got a question for you, Brad.
Go ahead.
I got a wife who filed for asylum and was denied. She was arrested about 2 weeks ago for violating a visa. And I want to know is it ideal for me to go ahead and fight to change her status because she was asked to come to court in June. June.
Right. Let me understand this. You're married. You're a U.S. citizen, Ike?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're married to a woman. Where is she from?
She's from Nigeria.
She's from Nigeria, and she applied for asylum and was denied. I assume she got arrested. Let me just talk now. I assume she got arrested. Not only was she denied her asylum, but she went through a removal hearing, was ordered deported, and never left the country. Is that what happened? That's why they came and arrested her. Because if she was denied her asylum, it automatically turns into a removal hearing. So she was in removal at some point in her life, and most likely got denied that as well.
No, what happened was that she was denied asylum, and then she was on his way to Philadelphia, and she got caught on the way. And
Ike.
Yeah.
Did she go see an immigration judge?
No, she needs to go to an immigration judge in June.
She's not seen. Okay, fine. So then what you need to do is pay the bail, file an I-130, get her out on bail. She's entitled to bail. Get her out on bail, file the I-130, and if they don't issue her bail, you bring a habeas corpus petition into federal court, because a lot of times under the Trump administration, they don't give bail. They say, we're just not going to give her bail. Go see a judge, and then you wait till June, and she sits in jail for 6 months, which is why you need...
She wasn't kept in jail. She's already out.
Oh, she's already out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So now file an I-130, and you got to go to court and ask for an adjournment in June, because you're probably not going to get an interview yet. You're going to get a Stokes interview, and you got to be able to prove you and your spouse married for love. They're going to separate you in 2 different rooms, and after you do that, then you'll be able to adjust her status before a judge. She's not going to go through based on asylum. It's going to be based on your marriage. And it sounds like Ike, and I'm sorry because I'm trying to get through all the questions, so sometimes I jump ahead and I presume, and sometimes you assume or presume, I don't presume right. So in this particular case, she filed for asylum. She was on her way to Philadelphia. She got wrong place, wrong time. She's still not seen a judge yet for her asylum claim. She's out, whether on bail or they released her. And what you need to do is get an I-130 in and get a good lawyer. Hold on 1 second, all right?
Okay.
All right, we can help you. Let's go to Samuel in Portmore, Jamaica. Samuel.
Hello?
Samuel.
Yes, hello, you hear me, sir?
How are you, Samuel?
I'm okay. My question is, my wife is an American citizen, filed an I-130 petition, but she's applied for a passport years ago, but her certificate of citizenship was not returned to her. Can she then file the said I-130 petition?
As long as she has a passport, she can file the I-130 petition for anybody she wants as a U.S. citizen. But why did she not get her certificate of citizenship? What do you mean it wasn't returned?
She didn't know. It happened. It happened about 19 years ago. She didn't get it back.
Why?
I don't know the reason. She doesn't know the reason. She found out that she didn't get it based on filing this petition. She didn't know. She didn't have it. She was searching for it and found out that she didn't get it.
All right. Well, as long as she's a citizen, she can use her passport. That's fine, and she should apply for a replacement certificate of citizenship.
Another point. She okay. I understand the question because she is originally from Trinidad, and then got the citizenship.
Okay. So this is the story. The part I don't know. She applied for her certificate of citizenship. Maybe the government said she's not a citizen, and that's why she didn't get it back. Is that possible?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm calling. I don't know the reason.
All right, because as I said in the beginning, I think it was the first or second caller, it's the Department of Homeland Security, and I hate to use the word Trump, but actually trumps the Department of State when determining citizenship. So it's not the U.S. passport that is definitive on whether you're a citizen or not. It's your certificate of citizenship. Can you use your U.S. passport as evidence that you are a U.S. citizen? Absolutely. Unless it's a situation where she didn't get her certificate of citizenship back because the government says she's not a citizen, because she's going to submit a copy of her U.S. passport, and the government's going to say, you're not a citizen, you can't file, and by the way, return the passport. And now she's got a whole set of problems. So I think... Sorry to
interrupt you.
Go ahead.
She got a reason. She got a second passport. She applied for a first and got it, and then
wonderful.
She has a new passport.
Because the right hand don't know the left hand. What I would suggest is, if it's just she didn't get it back because it got lost or whatever, or she was using her certificate of citizenship for some other purpose, then it's fine. It's not a problem. But if it's a situation where she applied for her certificate of citizenship and they didn't give it to her, she may want to talk to a lawyer first before she goes any further. All right?
No, she initially got it. She initially got it and used it to apply for the passport.
Oh, then she has no problem then. Then she has no problem. Then everything I said, forget about. She's a citizen, use the U.S. passport. It's fine.
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
Okay, fine. All right. But for those who it would apply to, I'm glad I went through that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I seem to be jumping ahead on everybody today.
You're very jumping the gun.
Yeah, I'm like thinking, I know exactly what you're going to say, and then it's not. Sometimes I think I'm smarter than I am. I'm only human. All right, let's go to Lexi in Kingston. Lexi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I'm good.
What?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my husband is filing for me.
Yes.
He submitted the I-130.
Wonderful.
I would like to know, is it possible for me to still visit while it's pending?
Is it possible for you to visit? You have a visitor's visa?
Or is it recommended?
It is recommended you stay where you are, because every time you visit, there's a record that your husband filed for you, and they're going to possibly think at the airport that you are coming to live here. So if you do visit, make sure you have a return plane ticket very fast. It's a fast turnaround, like a week, 10 days, and have a purpose for coming. But if it's just to visit your husband, you could have a problem.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
All right, so I would just sit tight, let your husband visit you. Okay? Chivalry, despite what Yo-Yo says, chivalry still is in. Hold on. All right, let's go to Kim in Long Island. Kim.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, what's going on?
Okay, my question is, my conditional green card expires January of next year.
Right.
However, my husband and I, we just closed on a house. We live in New York, but we just closed on a house in Georgia. My question is, when it's time for me to remove the condition, we won't be living in the house in Georgia. Would that pose a problem? We'll still be in New York.
That's fine. You file wherever you're jointly living.
Okay.
That's fine. Just because you own property in Georgia doesn't mean you have to move there at the moment.
Okay.
Right?
That was my concern.
Yeah.
And my next question is it 5 years after our anniversary I can apply for citizenship, or 5 years after I get the 10 years green card?
It's 3. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, it's 3 years from the time you got your conditional green card.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? All right.
All right.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Let's go to Khan in Houston, Texas. There was a Sharif. We lost him. I disconnected Sharif. If someone can get Sharif back. Khan.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do to help?
Okay, sir. I came to this country on B1, B2, and then I got married in December 2016. I got approval with the interview October 2018 of conditional green card. But the problem is that when I received the conditional green card, the green card is dated from the date I filed the case, like December 2016. So by the time I received the green card, conditional green card, I'm eligible to put the I-751 90 days windows. So I don't know. I didn't consult with the attorney, so I filed I-751.
I'm lost. You filed an adjustment. You filed an adjustment. You got your green card, but they had the wrong date on your green card. So the date showed that you were a permanent resident when really you were a conditional resident?
No, when I filed my application in December 2016, so date starts from there.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When did you get married?
December 2016.
When did you get your green card?
October 2018.
So that was more than 2 years?
No, one year and 10 months.
Okay, so then you need to file to remove the conditions of your permanent residence 90 days before that date.
Yeah, but the problem is my green card. I heard that by the time you approve your case, your green card should be started from that date, approval date. But they issued me green card from December 2016
to
December 2018.
So then what you do is file an I-90 because you have an error on your green card.
Yeah, but at that point, I didn't know that. So I filed I-751 in October 2018 because I got instruction with the green card. I filed my own jointly with my wife.
That's wrong, but what happened?
So it's been 1 year. Okay. They took my fee. They haven't applied anything.
Then you need a good lawyer now because you're screwing everything up. Because you filed your I-751 too early, so it's going to be denied. And you needed to replace your green card with a properly issued green card. And then you got to file your new I-751 90 days before the real date of your permanent residence. Okay, because just in the computer, they got it right. I guarantee you. They printed it wrong on your green card. All right, so hold on one second.
But it's not my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault. I'm just saying you're screwed, so you need to fix it.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Christine in Silver Spring, Maryland. Christine.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yes.
It's been 10 months that I filed my adjustment of status. July this year, I went for my interview, and I got my EAD card the same week. But my I-131 is still in process up to now, and the I-130 interview says interview completed, but my case must be reviewed. But as of August 30th, I received a change on my status, says from I-485 and 765, fingerprints reviewed. What does this mean?
It means that you have a pending adjustment, and I don't know what happened to your advance parole.
Say that again?
It means that your application is still pending for your adjustment. They're reviewing your fingerprints, and you said your I-131 for your advance parole you didn't get yet. So
Yes.
It means you don't have it yet. I don't know why you don't have it. I would need to review everything you did. I can't look into a crystal ball and say, why did they not mail you an advance parole? You should have it, but I don't know why you don't have it. We got to figure it out. And what does it mean when they say your I-45 fingerprints are being reviewed? It just means your case is delayed. They're still looking at fingerprints. They're still waiting to get back security clearances. Delay. That's what they do. So you have two choices. Just let them keep delaying, or you can, at some point, file a mandamus if your adjustment's pending more than a year.
Okay.
You don't understand a word I said, I don't think.
I do understand
Okay,
you.
so explain to me what I just said.
You said did I file a mandamus, or I wait to keep
Right,
delaying?
and you know what a mandamus is?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
right. So that's basically it. But they're basically delaying your case. They come up with things and like, okay, we're reviewing your fingerprints. Nobody's looking at your fingerprints 24 hours a day reviewing it. Nobody's looked at it. Okay,
I
they're
was
just
imagining.
you know, it's crazy what's going on. All right, but file a mandamus. That's what I think. Hold on. Let's go to Tina in Detroit, Michigan. Tina.
Yes. How are you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Good. Okay, I'm calling one of my friends, a good friend of mine. She came in on a B1 visa, and she got married. In the process of that marriage to a U.S. citizen, they never turned in a birth certificate or something like that, so it was getting drug out. They've been married for 2 years now. Now, in process, she's been going through some abuse. Okay, now recently today, I went with her lawyer, with her to her lawyer's office. She asked me to go for some support, from this situation that she's been in. And her lawyer recommended that she get divorced before she applied for put in for the VAWA. I didn't think that sounded right.
No,
do you think that's good?
No, I think that's bad advice. I think you can file for the VAWA. Hopefully it gets extended. You shouldn't get divorced, because when you get divorced on a VAWA, you're giving yourself a 2-year statute of limitations to get everything filed. You can file a VAWA anytime in your life, but up to 2 years from a divorce. I just met with somebody who was physically abused. They went to a lawyer. The lawyer said, get a divorce. They don't know what's going on with their case. And it turns out the lawyer never filed any VAWA case for them. The divorce happened more than 2 years ago. And guess what? She can't file anything now. It's a very sad situation because you can't file more than 2 years after a divorce. So my opinion is, if you get a divorce because it makes you feel good, you get a divorce because maybe you want to marry somebody else, but it doesn't help your VAWA case at all. It actually hurts it. It gives you a statute of limitations.
Okay, so it limits you down to 2 years.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so how could she get a consultation with you guys? Because she spent quite a bit
hold
on
on.
that lawyer, and I thought that was some very bold advice.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on 1 second. All right, we'll talk to you off the air. Let's go to Sharif in Staten Island. Sharif.
Yes. Hi, Brad.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
I'm good. So I just have a quick question regarding filing a mandamus against USCIS. And so basically, I submitted my N-400 application on August 2017. after getting my green card, after 3 years of getting my green card as a spouse of U.S. citizen. And I waited almost a year to get my interview, which was on August 2018. And so far, I haven't heard anything back from USCIS except just your case has been pending for additional review.
Right.
Sometimes they say for background check. I contacted the 2 senators of Brooklyn, of New York.
Sharif.
Stay
Sharif.
like,
Sharif.
yeah, I did. I did my best, but yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. If your case is, you went for an interview, and your case is pending more than 120 days, as a matter of fact, I want you to watch in about 5 minutes because I'm going to be talking to Abadir. And in those situations, you're not actually going to do a mandamus. We would do what's called a de novo review, which we're going to talk about in about 5 minutes from now. The difference between a mandamus and a de novo review is a mandamus is you force a federal judge forces the Immigration Service to make a decision on the case. There's special rules for citizenship that if you have gone on your citizenship interview and your case is pending more than 120 days, you can do a de novo review. It's the same thing. You go into federal court, but instead of having a federal judge force the Immigration Service to make a decision, you say to the federal judge, I want you to make a decision on my citizenship, and to me, that's the better route.
Yeah, actually, so my question is, I'm afraid to go with any kind of legal, action against them because I stopped by when I had my interview at 26 Federal Plaza. I spoke with a supervisor there. Usually, they don't allow anyone without info pass because they cancel that. But they let me speak with someone because my case has been pending for so long. And he told me that, unfortunately, they didn't do anything for the whole year, and they just sent a letter to check my travel history and my background check, but he didn't tell me where they sent it to. I don't know, Department of State or U.S. Embassy. I'm originally from Egypt. So he told me don't push it because if you're going to push it, we're going to deny your case because we're going to think that you are hiding something and you don't want us to know about it. I told him, seriously, I've been waiting for 1 year and you're telling me not pushing it. You know what I mean? So that's why the new administration now... Hello?
I'm just listening. I'm listening to your 5 minutes of your bullshit.
Yeah, because the new administration
you can keep bullshitting for 5 minutes. I told you what to do. You sue the government because they're bullshitting you. They're going to delay you forever. You want to know why? Because you're Egyptian. They don't want Egyptians to be citizens.
That's what he told me. That
okay?
He told me that if you were from France or England,
so what are you going to do? You're going
to believe it?
So let me ask you. I believe it. I believe it. And you know what also I believe? I can't believe what I'm listening to you. I'm scared to sue them because they're going to deny me. Well, they're denying you anyway. So you go into a federal court, so at least you have a fair hearing. Yeah. Hold on. What should I do? But I'm scared to sue because they're going to deny me. They're denying you anyway.
This is why we talked to Abadir.
They're denying you anyway. Which brings me right to my point.
Yeah.
We talk about mandamus,
yes,
which is a lawsuit that forces the government to do the right thing as required by law. We talk about this a lot on our show.
Right.
In fact, 29 Super C is in the process of writing a mandamus song.
He is.
Now, today we're going to discuss de novo review, which is what Sharif needs. De novo means a new trial. And it's particularly helpful if you've not gotten a decision from immigration in more than 120 days from your interview, or if your naturalization application has been wrongfully denied. So Spar Bernstein immigration attorney Abadir Barre joined me to discuss de novo review. Sharif should be watching very intently in another edition of Abadir Sues the Government. Once you have your N-400 application interview for naturalization, immigration has 120 days to make a decision. Anyone who hasn't received a decision 120 days after the N-400 interview has recourse to sue the federal government. It's called a de novo review. Here to discuss is Spar Bernstein immigration attorney Abadir Barre in another edition of Abadir Sues the Government. Welcome, Abadir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to be back.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Who is entitled to become a naturalized United States citizen?
You're entitled to apply for naturalization if you're a green card holder and been in the military for more than 1 year, if you've been in a bona fide marriage and have a green card for 3 years or more, or if you have a green card in any other way for 5 years or more.
So now you become eligible to file for your naturalization. The process is you file your N-400 application, you pay a filing fee of $750, $125, and you prove you're a person of good moral character, you're not removable or deportable or inadmissible, you know how to read, write, and speak English, you pay your taxes, you don't owe child support, you're otherwise all qualified to become a United States citizen, to naturalize. And you take your fingerprint and your fingerprint's clear, and then several months later you go on your interview and they go through your application and you go through an interview process and they say, okay, you'll hear from us. And now, Abadir, 120 days goes by and it's typical, nobody has heard from immigration.
Right.
What do? Choice number one, do nothing and wait. Choice number two is you write a letter or your congressman writes a letter. Or choice number three, you sue the government.
Right.
Waiting and writing letters, immigration will eventually get to you when they get to you.
Right.
Suing the government. People get very scared suing the government, Abadir. They say, I don't want to sue. They'll put me in deportation.
Right.
I'll be living in another country. I'll wait. What do you say about that? And what type of lawsuit would you actually be doing? Because we've talked about mandamus, and I'm sure a lot of the Brad Squad is saying mandamus, mandamus, mandamus.
Yes.
But in this situation, it's not a mandamus. It's something different. Let's talk about that.
Federal courts have original jurisdiction over N-400 applications. So they're different than other immigration petitions. And actually, even in the civil cover sheet, they'll say like other immigration matters and then citizenship and naturalization. So it is put in a separate category, and there's a separate statute that Congress has written into it. It's called 8 USC Section 1447 that allows you to sue USCIS if they don't adjudicate your application within 120 days.
And that is called a de novo review.
Right.
And a federal judge, when he does a de novo review, whatever immigration thinks about your case doesn't matter. De novo means new.
Right.
He's going to look at this with brand new, fresh eyes.
Right.
Take me through the process of how is a judge looking at this through brand new, fresh eyes?
It's actually under the law, it's a petition for a hearing before a federal judge. That's legally the request you're making under the complaint. So the application comes back to the federal judge. Once they get the lawsuit, the Department of Justice looks at it and gives them an opportunity. Remand it, send it back down to USCIS to make an immediate decision on the application. If not, then he will go through the application. The Department of Justice works with USCIS and they bring it back down and then they adjudicate the application. It's almost an embarrassment to them to have the application pending that long and have a federal judge go through something that should be what the agency is doing.
It's like the quintessential, I'm going to light a fire under your ass.
Absolutely. The biggest fire under that.
That's right. Yeah. So now, you've had clients who went on their naturalization interview.
Right.
And did this de novo review. From the time that they filed the de novo review, it's 120 days and there's no decision. From the time that you filed this de novo review,
yes.
What is the typical turnaround time?
Typically it is adjudicated within 60 days or less.
Because I know people who have been waiting on their naturalizations for 2 years.
Yes, right.
And you're telling me that 2 years ago they could have filed the de novo review and they'd be a citizen already for the last year and a half?
Absolutely, yes.
As long as assuming they qualify.
Assuming they qualify, yes.
And you could do a de novo review at any time. It's 120 days after you have an interview and there's no decision, all the way up to the time when they make a decision, and if they make a decision against the weight of the evidence and you are otherwise eligible for citizenship, you can still do a de novo review.
Correct.
Even if you didn't appeal it.
Right, correct.
You actually have 6 years from the time of the denial of your naturalization.
Correct, yes. And this is happening a lot with people. The most couple of recent cases I've had, one person was 2 years and 9 months since the interview, no decision. They sent repeated letters to USCIS. Their lawyers sent letters. They had congressional people send letters. Nothing happened. Another client was 3 years. He moved though, so he thought maybe that was the holdup. But after he had made an info pass and went to USCIS and updated his address, they still didn't adjudicate his application. From lawsuit to him taking an oath was like 7 weeks, I think.
Now, is there ever a time when the federal judge just does the swearing in?
Yes, it's rare occasions where if you decide not to remand it and say I'm going to keep it with the federal judge, then the federal judge
will do it. Now, my opinion is everyone should do a de novo review unless you're looking at automatic deportation. But even if you do a de novo review, they got to review it first before they put you in deportation. Is that correct?
They can't even put you in proceedings until your N-400 application is either administratively closed or denied. So if it's still pending with the federal courts,
you can't be in removal. There are people out there who are deportable.
Right.
But also eligible for citizenship.
Correct.
Because citizenship, what you have to prove is that you have 5 years good moral character and you do not have an aggravated felony, and you are not presently in deportation, you may have had 2 crimes of moral turpitude 20 years ago that make you a deportable alien.
Right.
But for the last 20 years, you have good moral character. So you would say, okay, I'm going to file my naturalization, but immigration is going to deny my citizenship and put me in proceedings.
Correct, yeah.
Sometimes you may say, okay, they're going to take more than 120 days to make that decision.
Right.
So we're going to go on the interview. We know they're going to put you in deportation, but they usually won't do it in 120 days because it's got to go up and down the litigation unit. And then you do a de novo review.
Right.
Now they can't put you in deportation because you're in federal court.
Yes.
Federal judge has to make a decision, and the federal judge is not making a decision to deport you. They're just saying, are you eligible for citizenship or not? You don't remand it back, you just keep it there.
Right.
I
actually had a similar case to that, what you're describing, where I had a client where he was from Jamaica and he had several arrests and convictions, and like 8, like a couple of them were marijuana, all in early 2000s. So this was like 15 years ago. We were doing this in I think 2016 or 17, and the USCIS denied it. He did N336. Then he came to us. We went to federal court, back and forth. We were ready to do it in federal court, and then the service basically decided to remand it, and then they just adjudicated and gave him his citizenship because we were ready to go through in federal court, and they weren't.
So a lot of times, de novo reviews are very helpful to a lot of people, and I think we've learned a lot here.
Right.
And I think what's most important is that you have to take the bull by the horns.
Right.
You can't allow immigration to dictate how your life is when there are ways that you can dictate and push your way into certain situations.
Yes.
And you have an amazing resource here with Abadir, who, by the title of this, loves to sue the government.
Absolutely.
Okay, this man lives for suing the government. Trust me, I work with him every day. So if you have a pending naturalization or your naturalization was denied in the last 6 years and you think you otherwise were eligible for citizenship, you should give Abadir a call.
And I want to add that this is happening more now in this administration than in previous administrations. When you send a letter or request a congressman to follow up on your application, USCIS would move on it. But now, even your run-of-the-mill applications where somebody has held one job, resided in the same residence for the past 5 years, and their application is pretty straightforward. They're taking 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and people their lives are at a standstill while they wait for their naturalization application to be approved by USCIS, which is not right. So, and I'm telling you, there's legal recourse. You can stand up for your rights, get your application approved, and move on with your life.
Well, thank you very much, Abadir. For all those who need Abadir's services, he's right here at Spar and Bernstein, 1-800-529-5465, and he'll be happy to speak with you. Thanks, Abadir.
Thank you.
Great job. All right, so I hope Sharif was watching.
Yeah.
All right, good
Because he would
education
have
for
gotten
him.
all the info.
I do have to remind everybody, you can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. We talk about YouTube and Facebook. We also have an Instagram presence. You can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. If I know who you are and you are part of the Brad Squad, or you make comments and I've seen your name before, you can slide into my DM, as Belgium Kim likes to say, and ask your questions, and I try to answer them as best as I can. If it's a quick answer, if it requires like an encyclopedia of knowledge, I'm going to tell you to make a consultation. You could also follow, and by the way, when you follow at Real Brad Bernstein, like my pictures, it makes me feel good. Also, you can follow at Bradshaw Live. You're not talking to me at Bradshaw Live, you're talking to Little Caesar. Now, Little Caesar loves pizza, so if you want to get on her good side, bring her a slice of pizza. You can also follow all of our shenanigans and everything that happened the night before and all of our stories on Instagram at Bradshaw Live, plus a lot of our produced content and some of our behind the scenes as well, so follow us at Bradshaw Live as well. And Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
You can follow me at Travel Queen Kim.
And you can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV.
All right, so we do something we like to call social media check-in.
We do. That seems like a question, Brad.
Yeah.
Like, do we do that?
We do that.
We do that.
Okay.
Our first question comes from Brad Squatter Angela Barat, who said, I've got a question. Can a 10-year green card holder marry someone and put in for them while they're in Guyana? And if so, how long will that take?
It will take about 2 to 3 years, provided that 10-year green card holder, if they got their green card through marriage, it was more than 5 years ago.
All right, our second one comes from Hamid saying, I have a brother My brother has a case at IOM on Iraq, and already since 2012.
IOM?
IOM.
What's
We're going to
IOM?
see what that means.
I don't know what that means.
International Organization for Migration.
He has a case at the International Organization for Migration.
In Iraq.
In Iraq.
Right.
I have no idea what that organization is, but let's continue.
Okay, and already since 2012, did the first interview in 2017 and second interview by phone, asking about the 10-year phone and mails. So I'm a citizen right now, and I want to fill an I-130 for him. Is there a special form called an I-130 Priority 2 or same regional I-130?
You're just filing an I-130. There's no priority I-130, but Iraq is on the list of countries that are banned right now. So if you are a citizen of Iraq, you're not going to get a green card.
It seems like the IOM is a UN migration program.
Okay, wonderful.
So.
I never heard of it, but I'm sure it's a wonderful program.
Right. Our next one comes from Godwin, who said, can someone with a green card file for a child below 10 years old, and how long would it take for them to get approved?
About 2 years.
All right, our next one comes from Kofi saying, I have two questions for you for my friend. One, he submitted marriage-based green card application on November 15th, and he and the spouse went to the interview 3 months ago, but his spouse and child was on food stamps. He wants to know if he'll be affected by the public charge, and two, her food stamp case is closed now. This month, she is no more on food stamps again.
You still have public charge even before October 15th. It's always been around, and if you're taking public services, they can take that into consideration on whether to approve you or not. It's just a much more difficult, higher burden of public charge after October 15th. So yes, it will be taken into account.
Mile is having a little problem. Myself and my U.S. citizen spouse went for a green card interview on July 30th of this year, and we have not yet heard anything from the officer. We presented a bunch of documents that showed that we had a commingled financial relationship, but the officer only asked me 5 questions. I answered them all, but she asked my wife 11 questions, and she answered them, but not all of them, because she didn't know really basic things, like things that how much money they had in their bank account.
I think you asked this question before, and I told them they got to wait 120 days, and if there's no decision, they could wait longer, or they can file a mandamus.
All right, and our next one comes from...
And by the way, when you file a mandamus, you'll either get approved, or they're going to schedule you for a Stokes anyway, but you're going to get your Stokes a lot faster than waiting 2 years for it.
Right.
All right, next one comes from Grandma. It's a follow-up question for her friend who filed the renewal of her combo card and only filed the I-765. She did not get the travel document. So now can she file the other forms or should she refile everything?
No, just file the other form.
Okay.
Beauty Queen said, is VAWA ending this month? Legal Aid is doing my VAWA petition, but should I be worried if they haven't submitted yet? My next appointment is in October with them.
Yes. Actually, I'd be worried. We don't know what's going to happen with VAWA.
All right, it's about 4 a.m. on Instagram saying, in Barbados, how long after my documents have been submitted online does it take to get a date for my interview at the U.S. consulate?
What documents and what type of interview?
It just says the documents.
I don't know what documents and I don't know what interview. So he is typing this at about 4 a.m. He's got to give us a little more information.
Okay.
John said, I filed the I-360 on August 31st of last year. Got the prima facie in October, at the end of October. After that, I went ahead and filed the I-45 and the I-765 on May 3rd of this year. So now the I-765 EAD is under the C-31, and is it possible to get the EAD before the I-360 is approved, or do I have to switch under the C-9 to get it before the I-360 could be approved?
You've got to switch to the C-9, which means you got to file a new I-765.
All right, Kawal Preet.
Now, anybody who doesn't know all the immigration lingo, like, what the hell are they talking about? The C9 to the...
I actually feel really good that I know most of what those words mean.
C9
That's good.
is the section of law. When you fill out the work permit application,
Mhm.
I-765, it says under what section of law are you entitled to a work permit. And section C9 is the section that says I'm entitled to it because of filing an adjustment application. C31 is I'm entitled to it because I have an approved I-360. So you don't get it till it's approved.
I see.
Okay. C8 is asylum. Those are the ones I know off the top of my head. All the other ones I got to look it up.
That's all you needed for this one. You
Right.
just grilled yourself,
Yeah,
Brad.
exactly.
All right, Kawala Preet saying, this is Preet. I got married last year in USA. My husband is Canadian citizen. I'm a green card holder. I was applied the I-130 September last year, but still pending. F2A category are current. Can we apply for the I-485 before the 15th of October?
As long as you're in legal status, yes.
Unique did her I-130 and her I-485 interview yesterday.
Okay.
It was approved on the spot, and
Great.
I even got the email this morning saying
Congratulations.
my card and documents are in production.
Great.
But,
Nice. But
the online status for the I-130 is still saying it's under initial review. Why?
Because they don't update their computer, which is why people have to stop looking at what it says online because it's not always correct.
All right. Eva tweet saying, asking for a friend, can I still visit the U.S. on my B1, B2 visa while my I-130 petition is still in process?
You're taking a risk.
Champion said, if you get 2.5 years, could you still apply for a visa to come to America?
If you get 2.5 years in jail, you can apply, but I doubt they're giving it to you.
Jeanette saying, after 8 months filing on a marriage base, this week they sent me an email asking for initial evidence. I'm married to a U.S. citizen for 20 months. Is this normal?
It's normal if you didn't fill out the forms right.
Ben said, my cousin's... this could be a speed round, honestly.
Right.
We're really killing this.
Because the initial evidence is, that means when they say we need more of initial evidence, it means you didn't submit everything you needed with the application.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why you need a lawyer.
Right.
Usually.
Ben said, my cousin's wife is a green card holder. The I-130 was approved for her spouse, but was sent to NVC instead of NBC. He's done his biometrics for the adjustment as an F2A and it's current. What can he do? So basically, I was trying to throw you down. So, cousin's wife is a green card holder.
I heard NBC and NVC. That's about the only two words I heard the whole thing.
So the I-130 was approved for her spouse, but it was sent to NVC instead of NBC. Why?
Because you didn't file an adjustment with it.
Well, it says he's done his biometrics for the adjustment as an F2A.
Because then you filed an adjustment that you weren't eligible for, because as an F2A you have to be in legal status to file the adjustment. So maybe he was out of status, this person.
Aha. Our next one comes from Jay Barth saying, can you file for minor kids who have once overstayed their visa? How long would it take? Asking for my niece. She'll be soon married to her boyfriend.
If the boyfriend's a citizen and the kids are under 18, they're going to file adjustments with the mom.
Nathan said, could you elaborate more on good moral character and how would you prove it for people filing their adjustment of status?
Good moral character means you're a good person. So how do you prove it? If you worked, you paid taxes. If you lived in America or anywhere in the world, you have never been arrested in the last 5 years. You don't have a criminal record. You don't take drugs. You're a decent human being. That's what good moral character is.
All right. King Peony filed an AOS in February 2019, did biometrics in March. Months later, she got an update, or he got an update on an I-485 case. As of September 24th, the case is ready to schedule for an interview and will send a notice. Now, how long until this interview?
Oh, I knew. Magic 8 Ball. When is this interview coming?
You just knew it was
Magic
coming.
8 Ball. Is this interview coming in the next month? Cannot predict. That's what it says. It's Magic 8 Ball. Look, Kim.
Wow.
It says
Cannot predict now. Yeah,
Cannot
no.
predict now. I can't predict either. I don't know when you're going to get an interview.
Wow, that Magic 8 Ball
It's
is
very
really
good.
magic.
It's very good.
Magical.
It's very good.
That Magic 8 Ball.
It is a very magical Magic 8 Ball. You know where it emanated from? Apartment 9J.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Magical things happen in Apartment 9J, if you know what I mean.
No one knows what you mean,
Okay.
Jan. I'm a survivor said if the H-1B is approved, how long after biometrics should the H-4 approval be granted from the California police?
California police?
California office.
If it was filed at the same time, it should be approved at the same time. If it was filed differently, then I don't know how long. By the way, Lisa Bling Rose wants to know what's on your shirt, and I'm looking right now. It looks like a leopard or a ball of yarn. I'm not sure.
It's a tiger.
It's a tiger. Ball of yarn?
I'm not sure.
He would rock a ball of yarn shirt, though.
You're like, look at this. I've got some yarn all over my shirt. Isn't that ironic? Because the shirt's made from yarn.
Well, no, that's why it would be funny, because it's a cotton shirt.
That's right.
All right.
Our last one for right now comes from Garfield Smith saying, hey, Brad, does a 5-year-old that has overstayed his visa need a waiver or anything to do an interview in Jamaica if he's in the U.S.?
Nope, because you can't be responsible for what you do as a 5-year-old.
There you go.
Fair.
All right, so in honor of Hump Day, Yonathan.
Woo!
We're going to play a game.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, and we haven't played a game in a while.
We haven't.
No. So today we're going to be playing Real or Fake News, Hump Day edition. Now the pressure's on, Yonathan, because I think I've won the last 2 or 3 after you beat me. If everybody watches for a while, there was like 6 or 7 in a row where Yonathan beat me. But in the last 2 or 3, I've upped my game a little bit.
Yeah.
Hump Day. You put those camels back. Hump Day's over, camels.
Oh, no, it is not.
Camels, put up the camels.
Keep them coming.
Camels. There's no more Hump Day. Put them back. Round those camels up. We'll let those camels out.
Who let the camels out?
All right, so this is real or fake news. What do we play to? How many?
We are playing to 6.
All right.
6 questions in total? First one to 6?
We got 6 questions in total. So you want to be first one to 5?
No,
just
that's
do
too
out
much.
of 6.
Out of 6.
So
That's
we'll see whether we tie or...
There you go.
Right,
Okay, fine.
I can I'm sure I can come up with a tiebreaker on the spot if I really need to.
All right.
Also, shout out to Howie Collins, who summarized all of the social media questions we get perfectly. How things going with my thing? That's a great social media question. He was talking about vague questions and why we needed the magic 8-ball. He was like, how are things going with my thing? That is every single social
exactly
media.
what happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, 100%. All right, so.
It's actually a fine line because then I get annoyed if you give me too much detail. So
And
you gotta
then-
give enough detail.
We are
It's really
very
a very fine
particular
line. It's a
about
very
the
fine
amount of detail. All right, Brad.
Because then I'll be like, why don't you tell me your whole life story, right?
That's true. Then Jan and I get upset that we have a whole paragraph to
That's right.
read. That's true. It's a fine line.
All right, Kim, stop delaying. Let's play this
do
game.
this. Let's do this. All right. Is it real or fake? I'm going to give you guys a series of factoids.
I have one other thing.
Oh,
Of course you do.
How much do you want to bet
Yeah.
that in the next 6 months there will be some famous real television show, not that we're not real.
Right, okay.
Okay, that's like on television.
Yeah.
Where they play real or fake news.
That actually was... It's happened.
It's happened.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
think they could have
Brad
watched.
hasn't seen it. It hasn't
Haven't seen
happened.
It has not.
Exactly.
All
All right, you
let's
don't
go
take
to
the old
this
thing if
game.
you don't have a picture.
Let's go to this game.
Thank you. Chop, chop. That's right. Jilly Bean in my ear.
Sheesh.
All right. I was to give you guys a series of factoids. Are they real or are they fake?
All right.
You can break or fracture your penis. Is that real or fake?
That is real.
That is a real. Is it?
That
That
is
is
very real.
That is as
read
real.
stuff.
That's as real as ow.
Right.
It's usually that's absolutely real. Doctors
I
say
know.
it's usually accompanied by a loud popping sound or a crackling noise
Whoa.
and excruciating pain. And it universally results
Why do
in
you
a
have to
rapid.
stop?
Okay, right.
erection.
I don't need the details.
Oh, man. Did you have to go
We got
to the
it.
Museum of Penises in Iceland for that one?
I didn't, but I do want to give you guys a real thing, though. The most common positions associated with a fractured penis.
Oh, come
It will be
on.
right.
I'm sorry.
riding.
Woman on top,
I knew it.
followed by doggy style. I'm
Doggy
sorry.
style.
I didn't feel like I
knew
just-
about writing. You could. I mean, it makes
I
sense.
can see doggy style, too. You back up on it weird. All right, number 2.
All right,
Number
Hump Day
2.
edition. By the way,
We're tied.
Yonathan and I, we're going to clean up on Hump Day.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
they're going to know. They're both going to get 6 out of 6. It'll be great. Number 2, a man's shoe size correlates to the size of his penis.
No.
Fake.
Fake.
100% fake.
That is
Correct. Researchers found that there are no association, and there was a real study.
That
a
is
real
right.
study was conducted.
We know that for a fact.
We know that
That's
for a
a
fact.
ding, ding, ding.
I know that for a fact.
Why? Because you got tiny feet, Brad? Is
No,
that why?
Yonathan's got big feet.
I knew you were going somewhere.
10 and a
Come on,
half.
Actually, I have no idea.
All right, number 3. Daily ejaculation hurts your sperm count permanently.
False.
Fake.
I know that is
That
false.
is fake.
Man, they
That
are
is
good.
fake.
Now-
Baby boy.
Yeah,
baby
baby
boy
boy
knows
is
that
that
one. Yeah, let me tell you something. Yonathan and I are going to be 6 for 6 on this.
As one doctor put it, it doesn't slow down your production.
That's
It just
right.
clears
Baby
the
boy-
shelves of
Baby
stock.
boy knew that one.
Baby boy knew that.
Man, this is the fastest they have ever answered real
We
or
didn't even
fake.
have to, we didn't have to think about it.
All right, this is good. Okay,
I
these
heard
are
it's
hard.
actually good for you.
Daily ejaculation,
Yes.
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yes, but it gives
It
don't
can
know why I know
strain it
this.
if you do it too much.
yeah,
No.
yeah. It gives, but it gives false positives to prostate cancer.
Really?
Yes.
So if you ever get a prostate cancer diagnosis, you're like, don't worry, I just jerk off a ton.
Let's try this next week.
Okay.
Very true.
That's good to know. Dr. Brad Bernstein.
Baby boy yo-yo, be careful on the prostate exam.
Number 4, the average sexual session lasts 12 minutes, including foreplay.
Average where? In the world?
In the world. The global average is 12 minutes.
True.
True.
It's totally false. The average, y'all don't give
21 minutes
yourselves
or
enough
22
credit.
minutes.
19 minutes.
Yes, maybe.
Wow.
I was thinking 20. I was thinking 20.
I was too, but then I was like,
I was thinking it's about 20.
Listen, 4,400 people of heterosexual couples were surveyed, 19 total minutes, 10 minutes of foreplay, and 9 minutes of penetrative sex.
Wow.
I'm surprised by that. Longer foreplay than sex?
Right.
That surprises me.
Baby boy don't know what that is.
Right.
Foreplay?
Foreshadowing.
Baby boy, you know what foreplay is?
Number 5.
All right, so what's the score, by the way?
You're tied. You're tied.
3-3.
75% of men say they climax every single time, while only 28% of women say they climax every time.
That's true.
False.
True.
You are absolutely right, Brad Bernstein. 75% of men surveyed climax every time. Only 28% of women do. And a sex toy company called Love Honey launched something to close that called Mind the Gap.
Ooh.
And it's their Mind the Gap.
I knew
campaign.
it was a big gap, but I thought it was going to be lower for women because I hear so many women like just fake it.
That's true. That's fair.
So
but
that's
no.
the only
So
reason
apparently
why.
28% of them still
That's a lot.
climax every time.
I thought it was going
I'd
to
say
be
1
like
out of 3. Yeah, that makes sense to
15.
me. And last but not least, y'all.
All right, so you gotta catch up on this one.
Yo-yo for the chance
Dr.
to tie it
Yo-Yo.
up.
Yes.
23% of couples use or have used a sex toy to keep things spicy.
I say that's
False.
low. That's a low number.
Yeah?
It's false.
False.
You are both right. It's not true. 52%
I said that sounded like a low number to me.
have incorporated sex toys. Now, I'll give you guys just a little extra. How many individuals, what percentage of individuals have used sex toys, do you think?
What percentage
Of individuals have used sex toys in their lives?
75%.
That's what I thought, Brad Bernstein.
I would say 60%.
Fewer individuals have done it. 45% of individuals have used
I was
a sex
closer.
toy, while
Wow.
52% of couples. But that makes
Why
I
does
was
that make
wondering
sense?
that because
How does it make
men
sense?
don't use, for the most part, sex toys by
Right.
themselves.
Correct.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how is that number not 100?
Right, what's a man going to do?
But I forgot men exist for a hot second. So yeah.
Let me tell you something. Man has built-in sex toys. Man has built-in
I
sex
saw
toys.
that.
All right.
I did see that. Okay.
Boy, Jilly is in a rush today.
We are really like going for it. All right. So Brad is the winner, getting his pride back.
I am
There you go.
I am getting my pride back.
All right. You want to kick us off on speed round, Brad?
Okay, we're going to do 18 questions in 2 minutes. 18 questions in 2 minutes. We've never done this before.
No, we haven't. All right. Wait, because I need the timer. Hey, there we go. Nico Suave said, how do I let USCIS know I have a child that I did not list on my paperwork during the I-751 interview? Is it going to be misrepresentation?
Maybe.
Max says, I live in Florida. Can my friend who lives in Boston have a 2-year green card file for an affidavit of support for me?
Yep.
Audrey said, what if I filed for VAWA in 2017 and my son then was 19 and today my VAWA got denied? Could my son who's 21 file for me?
Yes.
Seattle says, what waivers should I file for the father of my children if he was deported on a conspiracy drug charge?
There are no waivers. He ain't coming back.
Ali Boo said, can I adjust my minor son status with an expired passport or do I need to renew it?
You should renew it, but you can use it expired.
Eva asking for a friend, can I still visit the U.S. on my B1, B2 visa while my I-130 is pending?
You're taking a chance.
Sandra Selena said, any new updates on the October 15th deadline?
No.
Diaby says, what's the chance for someone to give back in the U.S., get back to the U.S. after convicted of felony and deported?
Unlikely.
Shazad said, do you think a team of lawyers from around the country if they filed a class action lawsuit, would it work?
Medu saying, is VAWA expiring soon?
Yes.
Christian saying, I have an I-130 submitted since January 2019. It went to Nebraska. Still no answer as of yet. How much longer do you think it's going to take?
Anywhere from a day to 5 years.
Dennis said it's 6 months since I have received my 18-month extension for my I-751 and I still haven't heard anything.
Wait 12 more months.
Max saying, Shireen saying, good day, Brad. If I change my last name, is it going to affect anything like my credit score?
Lottie said I've been married for 2 years and I asked my husband to do my I-130. He refused and I've got a 2-year-old. Could I file without him?
You can file a VAWA if you're abused.
I don't see any of them.
we don't have any.
I'll get to the It's supposed to be 18!
There were. Hold on.
18!
Champion
to the table!
Dang!
That is truly unfortunate. What are we at? I felt like we could have got it.
I think we could have got it.
We were at 14! You killed me! Just stop going under the table!
We could have got it.
Stop it! God. 20 seconds left and still ducked under the table one.
I'm surviving. Oh boy, Lisa Bling is very randy today.
What'd she say?
Uncle Brad don't use no sex toys, he uses the real thing.
There you go.
There you go, right.
All right.
That's it.
What are the other 4?
No, we got it's in a different folder.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Done.
We didn't do it.
No.
I think that was a technical. We would have done it.
Yeah, we would have.
We would have. We would have done it. That was a technical issue. My Google Drive was messing up. All right.
Comments.
You first.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Samora Marcus. This is a new member saying, I'm a new member, love the energy and good vibes on the show. What's up, Samora?
Thanks, Samora. Tracy Lacey said, Hump Day is where we get really naughty. My antennas are up to listen to some good hump news.
I like that. Yeah. All right, our third comment of the day comes from Devin Sr. saying, you're the best Brad show live on Facebook. You're informative and straight to the point. You break down every single point with understanding. I learned a lot from watching your show.
Very nice. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate that.
Nice.
We got Sophia Gray who said, Brad Bernstein, you make me laugh my heart out.
Oh,
that's really cute.
Thank you.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, and this one is about the Synopsis Awards.
Hey!
You guys don't know, Synopsis Digital Awards, we have been nominated.
For 3 categories.
That's right.
We were nominated for Best live video series, best web series, and best host.
That's right.
Of a web series.
So Shireen Cornwall is commenting on this, saying, "Congratulations to Bradshaw Live. We were elected. We are winners."
Well, not yet, but hopefully.
We're a winner to their. If we're a winner to their eyes, then I'll take it.
That's right. All right. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy Hump Day. You have a few more hours left.
Oh yeah.
Do what you need to do on Hump Day. I'm going to do what I need to do on Hump Day.
You do what you need to do.
I will do what I need to do on Hump Day.
It's going to be a good Hump Day for you?
Maybe it will.
Maybe it will.
Maybe it will. We'll see you all tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?